Well, hi everybody and welcome back to the Shelf Stable Kitchen. Today is Shelf Stable Saturday. We are on week 5 and I have 5 items that I got this week. I did increase my budget to $15. I spent just over $15. This is what I got. I went to Walmart this week. I did spend more than $5. I tripled the budget, which sounds like a lot, but I spent $15 this week because I didn't do a regular grocery shop this week at all anyways, because we were gone for a few days. So this week I picked up a 2-pack of Great Values chunk chicken breasts. These are 12.5-ounce cans. They were $5. I picked up a can of diced potatoes for 96 cents and 2 cans of pinto beans for $1.16. When you couple the pinto beans along with the brown or the rice, you're going to get a complete protein. So I picked up a 5-pound bag of jasmine rice. It's still relatively cheap, but they are going up in price, $6.84. So I spent a total of $15.12. Now, when we add these items to the other items that we bought in previous Shelf Stable Saturday grocery hauls, we can use the chicken and the cream and mushroom soup and the gnocchi to make a chicken and dumpling soup, or we can add the chicken to the pinto beans and some rice and make some burritos. You can take that chicken and saute it with some diced potatoes and add some green beans and corn and make like a little chicken stew. So there's so many different things that you can make with all of the items that we bought, but just remember that these items are to supplement what I buy in my normal grocery hauls, and sometimes they get used and sometimes they get purchased with the intention of putting them back in the pantry, as such in this case. So we're going to go ahead and add these items to the items that we already have. Keep in mind that the pantry that I'm creating with all of you on Shelf Stable Saturday is being kept separate from my original pantry that I cook out of every day and that I buy food for every week. I just want to show you how your pantry can grow just by buying an extra bag, can, or box of food every week. In this case, the first 4 weeks, we spent roughly $5. Well, the first day was about $50 because I had that gift card. And this week was $15, but I think of $5, maybe $10 might be a good type budget to stick to, just to keep the items growing in our pantries. So these items are being kept in a tote, and they are not going to have the first in, first out storage method that most of us kind of know and live by. So don't come at me in that regard, as this Shelf Stable Saturday is really a temporary series. I'm not sure how long we're going to go for, maybe another 4 weeks. Just to show you how much you can accumulate by adding some extra money towards your regular grocery haul. So let's go ahead and get the rice in the freezer, and we're going to get these canned items boxed up in our tote. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let that rice just sit in the freezer for a few days to kill any bug eggs that might be inside, and then we'll let it thaw out for a couple days, and then I will vacuum seal it. So the first thing that I'm going to vacuum seal are going to be our lentils and our pinto beans. I have some oxygen absorbers here, and then I have some 1-quart vacuum sealer bags, and I'm going to just put 1 bag in each. That way, if I have to open this bag for something, you know, you're going to lose some of the bag, and then you're not going to be able to use as much of it again. So I'm just going to stick that in there. I'm going to get my stuff in my bags ready so the oxygen absorbers don't absorb too much while they're waiting. We'll just put 1 oxygen absorber in each bag. It's sealing and it's doing a countdown. It releases and then this pops up. I like to just let it sit for a second for that seal to kind of cool before I remove it. And you get a nice clean seal, if you can see that. We'll do this one. I also have the Idahoan mashed potatoes that I'm going to throw in a vacuum sealer bag. And I have the sugar. Okay, so now these are going to be protected. I don't have to worry about them. The Idaho mashed potatoes are going to get an oxygen absorber, but the sugar will not, because when you compress it, it's going to turn into a block if you put an oxygen absorber in it. So we won't do that. And it would still be usable, obviously, but it wouldn't be very easy to use. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing with the sugar. I have a box of this Nature's Blend wild rice. I'm going to keep it in the box, and I'm going to vacuum seal it while it is still in the box. If you want to put it in a plastic Ziploc bag, you can do that. I would either roll the bag down so it can't seal when the air is being sucked out, or you can put a few pinholes, use a sewing needle and put a few pinholes in your bag so it can suck out all the air. So we're gonna just do it in the box and see how that works. Ideally, probably a bigger bag. All right, that's what it looks like vacuum sealed in the box. So I encourage you to do that to protect your items. I also have the pasta that we bought, and I'm going to also put this in a vacuum sealer bag. I'm going to have to use a gallon-sized one. One of the things that I love about this food saver bag is you can adjust the pressure on here. It's either regular or gentle. So we're going to use the gentle function when sealing our pasta. And it will vacuum seal the pasta perfect. So it won't crack and crumble your pasta. It sounds like it starts to, but then it stops suctioning and it starts sealing. We're gonna give it just a second to finish sealing, at least to let that seal completely seal and cool down. I have one more thing left. Let me show you what it is. I have some gnocchi that I picked up. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. And there we go. All right, so let's go take a look and see what our pantry is currently looking like with all of our new goodies. I originally had everything on the shelf. I'm just keeping it in this tote. So this is kind of what it's looking like after 5 weeks. And you can go back and you can watch all of those videos. I've created a playlist and you can watch them in order to see how we started. And I think this being week 5, spending $15, I'm gonna go ahead and just up the budget next week to $10. So we did get all of our items vacuum sealed that we needed to, except for the rice, because that's gonna go for a couple of days. We have all of our canned items, and like I said, this is just gonna kind of get put back into like not a long-term storage, but it's going to go into, I'm not in a rush to get to any of the items except for the hominy and the tomato sauce, which is going to expire this month. So I probably will bring this inside, and I was thinking of making a sloppy joe for one of our dinners this weekend. All right, everybody, what'd you think about this week's Shelf Stable Saturday? I got 5 products, $15, and these items I can use interchangeably with food that I already have in my pantry. If you have not started stocking up your pantry, now is the time. Prices are increasing every day, so every little can, every bag, every box comes in handy. So get out there and get your pantry started. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. I'll see you next week on another Shelf Stable Saturday. Bye.